Welcome back, your witness. May I kindly take your seat? Hello, witness. Once again, may I remind you that you are still on the hold before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed.
You.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for the witness to for us to proceed.
Good afternoon, Madam Sonko.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair.
You're welcome back.
Thank you.
May I proceed, Madam Chair?
Yes, you can proceed.
Thank you very much. Yes, so I was about to read your appointment, your offer of appointment
Yes.
as Chief Executive Officer. Since I am pleased to inform you that the Local Government Service Commission has approved your appointment as Chief Executive Officer with effect from 2nd March 2020 at the Cardiff Municipal Council within the Local Government Service. Now, it goes on to state what your functions would be, but it says, with respect to your remuneration, that the position is a fixed grade on the Local Government Service and will attract a gross annual salary of $162,000. In addition, you will be entitled to other benefits, including responsibility, telephone, residential, and professional allowance, as well as an official car. You will be paid salary the date you assume duties. Now, these are your benefits,
Yes.
and this is different from in your benefit, the telephone allowance is also included.
Yes.
That's different from the credit you are receiving $5,000 every month.
That's right.
And this goes to other directors as well. Is that not the case?
Yes.
So why do you think it's proper?
Yeah, from my experience, because I had, like I said, I was benefiting from telephone credits from Gamtel,
Yes.
and at the same time was receiving telephone allowance as part of my salary.
Yes.
Yes.
I understand. But do you think that is proper? Because you have your telephone allowance already. And this goes to the directors as well who are receiving telephone allowance and at the same time as well having the credits that are allocated to them. Because it's all geared towards the same thing.
I think it depends on the institution, because where I am right now, I am not receiving credit allowance.
It does not depend on the institution. The institution must follow.
Like in the case of the council, if it is um, an internal policy that has been agreed upon, like in the form of a council resolution or concession.
So when you came in, what was shown to you as legality for the credit allocation?
Nothing.
But as CEO, would you not make it your business to find out for every payment if it is legal, it is a resolution, it's been discussed, you have been sanctioned by a higher body, and so on and so forth? Maybe that's the starting point. But you found it there, you're not sure whether it's a resolution that council passed or how it came about, but you found a norm there and you proceeded with it.
Yeah, because I was already used to such kind of situation.
Different environment, like I said last time, before break. If it is done say 700 times, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right as long as it's not right. So practice is doesn't mean, like you said, if it is being done and it's a norm or it's a custom, that is not the yardstick for its legality. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So many things that we do within our institutions, they do not seem, they are not necessarily the right thing to do. So maybe just because it is public funds, do you not think it would have been proper to follow its legality to know as to what basis they were allocating the credit to the CEO, the deputy, basically the senior management, right?
Yes, I was allocated a telephone,
Yes.
and it comes along with the telephone, the credit.
Yeah, but you have a telephone allowance. All right, you have a telephone allowance that was clearly spelled out to you when you were appointed. That's very clear. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. So all I'm just doing is to find out the legality of that allocation, to know how you came about receiving the money together with other directors. You have said it's a practice. I am saying whether you have reviewed that practice to know whether there's a legal basis for the allocation of public funds for credit allowance when the credit allowance has already been indicated in your fortunes and in your benefits.
I suppose that there would be, because they will not just come up with such allowances without having it go through the.
That you get it wrong. They can do that because you have experience. You are told of the Shaban Mali rice donation project, the $1,680,000 that they spent, if I get it right, to purchase rice, 3,000 bags of rice, 25 kilograms. You had said that they didn't follow due process.
But in the case of allowances to staff, it has to be approved by the establishment, has to be endorsed by the establishment, and then the general council. Maybe it will stop at the general council. Maybe it would not be forwarded to the ministry for the ministry's final approval.
Who
But
decides the allowances of staff?
normally it's the council, but the proposal normally comes from management to the establishment.
Who should approve the allowances?
Who should approve?
Like you now as CEO, if you have to have any
If it is passed at the general council, I believe it should. Yeah, it should be.
So is it passed the general council?
No, to be frank, I did not
You do not know.
establish that. Yes, yes.
So that is the question. You will be coming back, and you can write that down. That this is one of the gray areas I want you to shed more light on regarding some of the issues that you will be discussing.
Okay.
Now, I believe that yes.
Madam Sonko, if you look at the annual plan and budget for 2020, that is the 2020 budget, what you have here as telephone allowances is 141. Correct?
100 and
141,000 as telephone allowances. And this is supposed to be distributed among how many directors?
for each department.
Yes,
Is it
this is just the department
is
under
it
your office?
okay? The CEO, the director of administration, and I believe the deputy director.
How many are there?
3 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also the HR 4.
4.
Yes, HR manager.
If you divide this 4 into this 100 and
No, the amounts are not equal.
Okay.
No, it depends on the category.
All right. So you will provide us with the details so that we know this 141,000, how it was allocated between the 4 directors.
Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely, you may proceed.
Yeah, thank you. That is all for this witness. We will call you back for the audit reports. But before that, I have the internal audit report here. Are you familiar with the internal audit reports when you were there as CEO? Were there internal audit reports that were generated? During the period you serve as CEO?
Yeah.
Is it a
I think yes, one or two from from the internal auditor. But you cannot call it a report because it's not detailed, just specific to certain issues.
a report must be detailed?
Hmm?
A report is a report. It can be one line. It can be 700 pages.
Okay.
To me, a report is a report. It's a report of a certain finding or an exercise or an activity. It's a report. It can be substandard. It can be. It may fail to reach the threshold of what a qualified auditor would probably do, but it's still a report. So why won't you call it a report?
Because it is normally below what we used to receive from the internal auditor at the time. Definitely, you cannot call it a report.
Please go ahead. Listen.
For which year was that?
But let me hear what obtained at the time when you were there and your understanding. So what you used to receive was not standard enough.
Yes, that's what I mean. I did not say, but it was not up to the standard that was expected from him.
Are you an auditor?
Please repeat that.
Whether you're an auditor?
No.
Are you an accountant?
I did basic accounting.
But you're not qualified to.
Yes, I'm not a chartered accountant. Yes.
Accountant. So you have never audited before.
Was I audited before?
You have never audited before.
No.
How do you know it is substandard? It's your opinion.
I guess.
That's why it is dangerous. I mean, Madam Sonko, that's why it's dangerous. So we work with what we have.
Okay.
And no, don't get me wrong. You as CEO, you have all rights to have the opinion that perhaps a certain individual employed to work in the institution doesn't have the capacity. Do you understand? But there's a procedure for it as well. Have you raised this issue of capacity?
It was raised in
General Counsel.
General Counsel. Yeah.
And then what was done to address the issue of lack of capacity at the department? Did you at council level sit over with the mayor and the SMT for us to even discuss the issue of trying to elevate and enhance the capacity of the Department of Internal Audit to make sure they function well?
It would be capacity building.
Yes.
Yeah, capacity building would be the first consideration.
Was it done?
In the case that we experienced, no.
Is there any reason?
I guess he was not given that opportunity.
The internal auditor?
Yes.
By
the council.
Who in the council?
You know, a resolution was passed to have him removed because he was not performing his responsibilities or executing his duties as expected.
Yes, but he left. When he left, was that situation ever addressed? Did they bring in any person? Was anyone recommended? Did the council have anyone that is qualified to meet the needs of the department?
At what point I consulted the mayor on it. I asked him, since the internal auditor has left, why not we recommend to the Local Government Service Commission to advertise the position and recruit an internal auditor for the council?
Yes.
Yes.
And what was the response?
Well, it wasn't a positive one.
What do you mean by that?
He said we leave it at that because they might bring in someone who is not politically in line with them.
Is that a factual statement?
From him.
From you?
Yeah, I'm saying what he told me.
But if you were there as a CEO and you received that kind of answer from anyone, What should you do?
I didn't like it. I was pondering over it over and over and over.
But why are you there to cover? You're there to ponder over it and over again.
No, what to do? What to do next?
So you didn't know what to do?
I really wanted to write to the ministry.
You run and
But writing without the council's approval might also land me in trouble.
what kind of trouble?
Just like the one that I landed in when I
Land any trouble, Madam Sonko?
it was trouble to me because they said I went against council wishes. So it's good. It was going to be the same thing.
No, but let's get it right. The responsibilities that you have as a CEO are clearly spelled out. The responsibility of council is clearly spelled out. So if you are paid salary every month as CEO, correct?
Yes.
And so the way I see it, interviewing you right now, is that as the time came, as far as you were concerned, you were really concerned about your interest.
My
Interest.
no.
Of course, because you don't want to get into trouble. And getting into trouble would be against your interest. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And so when that is being done continuously, you are literally putting the interest of the public on the sides.
No.
You have said repeatedly that if you had acted otherwise, you would have landed into trouble. And you have given the example of the kind of trouble that it found you or it got you into in relation to the loan. So I am saying you are as an administrator, as CEO, you are answerable to council, yes. But some of the things that council should do and you believe they should do, you put it in writing. There is the need to have an enhanced internal audit department. That these are the problems and therefore you believe that it should be addressed.
I would have written.
But you know what the point is? You did not write. The council wrote through, the mayor wrote through council and challenged and addressed the issue of the capacity of the internal auditor.
That was after he was recommended to be removed from the position.
Yes, by
the council,
who is represented by the mayor.
Yes.
At first, it was a bold step to say that the XYZ is not or doesn't have the capacity. But after that was done, no one did anything to replace the person that is there without having adequate capacity with highly qualified people to do internal. Because no one likes internal auditing. And when they came, that's what they said. And we know no one likes internal audit.
I never had issues with the internal audit.
Now we have the memo, internal audit team, 14th of February 2020. You were present in council?
No, I came in March.
In March 2020. Let me see whether. Just hold on a minute. So you came in March 2020.
Yes.
So for the period January to December 2021, you were there in January 2021.
2021, yeah.
All the way to July.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
We have this audit report. The date is 9th of April 2022. It's for the period covering 1st January to 31st December 2021. It's in relation to, it says, the audit has collected the invoice register and the invoice books issued for the period January to December 2021 and have verified the books of trade license amounts, cost recovery amounts, and the total invoice amount. It says the below are the total invoices served by the license unit collectors and their amounts for the period. Invoice served by the collectors for the period January to December 2021. And then it goes on. It says the total number of invoice books issued according to the register is 165 books, Total number of books received or verified by the audit, 127 books. Total unreturned invoice books, 38 books. Total invoice book amount, 76 million 488,321.97 bututs. That is the total number of the value of the 38 books that were never returned. So you are familiar with these invoice books?
I cannot even recall seeing this report.
Yes, but are you familiar with the invoice books that are served to collectors usually?
Yes.
And they have to be accounted.
They have to be accounted for.
We are saying there's an outstanding of 38 books. And the value of those books that are outstanding is 76,488,321.97. It says that the internal team addressed this to the Chief Executive Officer and the Deputy Director of Finance. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and it has a list of the individuals that were given in invoice books and the value of the invoice book. For instance, you have Jibril Dabo, and the total value of the invoice book is $2,713,794. And Marie Gomez, $813,800. So you have the itemized the list for each individual and the invoices, the corresponding invoices that are outstanding as at this time. So why would you not see this report when it is addressed to you?
Normally, what I do when I receive such reports, because I can recall in the case of the external audit report,
Yes.
When management was supposed to respond,
Yes.
I called my team and we sit together to brainstorm and respond. Because at the time I was new in the council, so most of the issues that the management needed to respond to did not find me there. So I needed information from the team, from the director, deputy director of finance, Sirif Yai,
Right.
the then acting CEO.
Right.
Yes. So this
that's the internal audit.
If I had received no. If I had received this, I was going to engage the team to look into it. Yeah, maybe it was normally this thing though it is addressed to the CEO, but I did not. And this is a draft.
Yes.
This is a draft.
And why is it important? Why is it important as a draft?
It is not finalized. It is not the final report.
How do you know that?
I saw here that it is a draft. I am seeing this thing for the first time today.
You have to respond to it, huh? No one responds to it. Not only you. The auditor will go to send it to the CEO. Sometimes they will address, they will copy the finance committee. The mayor would sometimes will copy it or send that this document because they're answerable to the council and also they communicate to the CEO as well. As a council, it does not appear to be the culture. It doesn't appear to be the culture of dealing with internal audit reports, addressing them adequately. That is not a culture. As far as we have seen, we start to be corrected at the level of the lawyers, but you haven't seen that. You have not seen that. Or is that statement wrong?
The audit report that I dealt with, that is the external audit report.
Yes.
I sat my management team and we responded accordingly. Yeah. So this one, if I had received it, I was going to take action.
But I'm saying the period you have served at council level as CEO, you will agree that you have never dealt as a council, meaning the the administrative staff which you had, and the political staff that the mayor heads, your SMTs did you have, your individual meetings with the mayor. There's no evidence that you guys have dealt with or you are even interested in internal audit findings. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I do, but for me,
Yes.
I don't ignore such issues.
No, it's a joint responsibility. I'm not saying all of you. All of you, there's no evidence of dealing in depth in relation to these findings, to take it as a matter of concern, as a priority issue, have it in any of your SMT meetings as an agenda issue, discuss it at length, actions to be taken.
But normally when this thing is received, it is dated. It is dated in the way book.
And it is received. We don't have the way book.
The way book to the CEO's office. I don't know when this was submitted, but I did not see this thing.
So we don't have the way book?
Yeah.
But
it can be requested from the council.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but again, so that's not even the most important thing. The most important thing is if you have an audit department, even let's assume they haven't provided audit reports, they haven't even submitted audit reports. Let's assume that's even the issue. It has to be demanded.
It has to be demanded. But council, myself, I had issues, and to be frank, I went to a point that I even wanted to go to the ministry to request them to move me to another council because I was not happy, with the way things were happening at the council. I confided in few directors at the council and even a colleague CEO.
Yes.
Yes.
And so?
No, I thought of going to the ministry to request because of when our differences, started becoming too much.
That's why I said you have had differences with council. That's the fact. But before you've had your difference with council, so many things were being done wrong by council, and it was never addressed.
I thought I would have the free environment to bring in suggestions.
Never gonna have the free environment. Not in this much.
So when I realized that, I thought about, going to the ministry to request for them to move me to another council.
They will never solve the problem. You go to another council, you find the problems there, and experts are employed to solve problems. That's what we do. We go to school for a reason, to study a certain discipline for a reason,
right?
To be able to solve problems. So the idea that we want to see convenience in what we do, it will never solve problems. There are equations out there waiting to be solved. When you were applying for the job, you gave the impression that you are qualified for the job, that you are a problem solver, and you have knowledge and experience in solving the problem. That probably would be the reason why you were employed. Your qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying you as any other person employed in the public service.
Yes.
So if that is the case, and we just do it to the best of our ability and the right way that we know how. It is time for us to move to another department, we move. That's what we do.
Council, in KMC, it was a different case.
Go ahead.
The situation was so rigid. The environment was so rigid.
I understand.
That it would be, especially for a woman. Yeah. I know what I had experienced in that place.
I don't.
Yes.
Doubt. See, I don't doubt. But when things like irregularities happen, now you would be lucky to have anyone listening to you to understand your position, that it was a rigid situation, it was a very
hostile
environment, to a point that you would be given a free pass. You would be lucky to have someone to understand, because you hold a position of responsibility. The CEO is the highest administrative office in council. So you are answerable to to the council. One of the commissioners asked you on several occasions for certain things to have you put it in writing. Did you write to ask for Y? Did you write to query Y and Z? Where is the evidence that you wrote to request for X to give your professional opinion about Z, to say it is not in line with policy, we should not do this? Today,
I barely settled in at the council. I spent only 18 months there. So I was on the verge of taking all those necessary steps when this issue came up, because they knew I was going to take that further step or those further steps.
18 months of time.
Yeah, I needed to familiarize, myself with how things work, and also to dig information, and the information leads you to another information. So definitely, it was tough for me.
Okay, I understand it was tough for you. I get it. I agree with that. I don't understand the duration of duty. I'm sorry. I have to apologize for that. I do not understand that part. I understand the hostile environment that you have depicted. I do not agree for once that our institution should be micromanaged. And what happened came
that is what we found.
Yes, we have. That's what it suggests. But I am saying that it's not a ground.
The CEO being the highest position of responsibility in the council, that is just on paper, but in reality, you have no powers.
You have powers. The law says you have.
The law says so, but in that environment, it is difficult to exercise your powers.
That is why you have to do what you have to do. That is why you have to put things in writing. Your communications must be in writing. If you are to leave the job, you leave the job honorably. Honorably. That's why you put things in writing. That's why when things are going wrong and you don't agree, because it is not our private property, all of us. So when you work there, you don't work there as if it is your private property. No one should have that mindset. So that when you leave, if it is time for you to leave, you leave. It has to be it has to be an ongoing thing. There has to be progression. No one can claim ownership of our institutions. So I understand the idea that the environment to you as you depict it is hostile, is not friendly, and so it was calculated to frustrate people that do not want to be part of the system. But the idea that you even acquiesce to that also is where you're responsible. Because the law says, and if you look at the manual itself, it says you would be responsible. That does not mean others are not responsible. No, that does not mean the mayor is not responsible, the finance director. Everyone has their responsibility. But for your part, as CEO, if you look at the financial manual, it's clearly talks about your responsibility. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
And it talks about the fact that some of the functions that you do, you are primarily responsible. It says the chief executive officer, that's 202, chapter 2 of the financial and accounting manual for local government area councils, that the chief executive officer shall be appointed by local government service commission. The council do not appoint you. They only recommend, and they will sit and have a say, but they don't make the final decision. As the accounting officer of council, he or she shall be responsible for the general management and supervision of the financial and accounting operations of the councils and the safeguarding of council's assets in accordance with the relevant sections. He is personally responsible for the due performance of the financial duties of council, the observation by employees of council of all financial and accounting instructions issued from time to time, and the list goes on. So where you fail to do what you are to do because of the actions of one man or one woman, that will not absolve them, but that may not also absolve.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have one more for today. When you come back, we will deal with the external audit reports.
During my time, I only received one external audit report.
Yes,
as
yes.
CEO. Yes.
Yeah, when you come, we will deal with that. We have one down a report for the period 1st January to 31st March 2021. You were present as this one was addressed to the office of the Lord Mayor, and copied is the chairman of accounts and audit committee. Do you understand?
Yes.
And so let me just read to you one or two findings. We have says there were issues of payment vouchers that were not on page the page of numbered. His payment vouchers that there were also the already paid and released payment vouchers without audit verification was strongly condemned. There were issues regarding payment vouchers that were not audited. Do you understand that?
There were issues of payment vouchers
Yeah.
Okay.
Because for every payment voucher, it has to pass through audit.
Yes.
The auditor found that several payment vouchers were not processed through audit.
For which period?
January to March 2021.
Can I see the vouchers that were not?
The vouchers are not attached for this one. But that's probably one of the issues that the auditor highlighted. That there will be payments made on some occasions and the vouchers would not be audited.
For me, I made sure that the payments go through the internal audit.
But the internal auditor has no qualification, does not have the qualification to man that office. Do you think he would have been in a position to perfectly scrutinize the payments and give his honest opinion without qualification? Was he in the position to give an honest professional opinion regarding the whether the certain payments were in line?
To audit the payments.
Yes.
I believe he should be able to do that.
No, but you cannot say yes, he lacks capacity in the one hand, and in the other that he should be able to do that. Council itself says that he doesn't have the capacity. If he doesn't have the capacity, it means for all the payments that he was endorsing, they're also.
For me, I did not understand how he became the internal auditor.
Why?
I found him as the director of
internal
audit in the council.
Okay.
So that's an issue I found there, and I did not understand how it happened.
All right. Thank you so much. Honestly, there are questions that the council will ask you. When you come back, we will deal with some few issues and the internal audit for the period that you serve, 2020.
Thank you.
Unless there are questions, you can wait for.
Sonko, during your time, did the finance director provide you with reconciliations?
I remember we asking him to do the reconciliations. Yes.
But did he present reconciliations?
I cannot recall unless I see it from him. Bank reconciliations.
You cannot recall
the finance director
presenting bank reconciliations?
No.
In other words, you are saying he has never done any reconciliation that was submitted to you?
Yes, that was submitted to me.
And at any point in time, were you aware that there were in-house checks that were drawn drawn in favor of various account holders? And what is contained in the voucher and what is paid in the bank account are different. Did you come across this?
No, I'm hearing it.
Very simple reconciliation that is done has exposed the fact that over 32,092,836.17 was the differentials between what is contained in the vouchers, that is the vouchers that have been presented to us, and what has been paid via check in the bank statements paid to people. Were you aware of that?
I am
Between the period that
I am hearing it for the first time.
we will present it to you and you will help us understand these things. I just putting it now so that you can have a thought about it and look at your accounts before we come to deal with your budget and your accounts.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We will call you back and we will get the documents that we have requested from the council.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's Mr. Witness. You can place your stuff on the table. Okay, welcome to this commission of inquiry to local government councils and related matters. What is your religion? Can you speak into the mic? Speak into the mic. Look at the way I'm holding the mic. Can you hold it the same way? speaks closer.
Hello, yeah.
Okay. Welcome to this commission of Afghan to local government councils and related matters. What is your religion? Yes. Speak into the mic, please.
I'm a Muslim.
Great. In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
Maninka.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
No problem.
Speak into
No problem.
Okay, you wish to swear by the Holy Quran.
Okay.
Do you wish to swear
Yes.
Okay, Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Hold the Holy Quran for me. And then repeat after me. I speak into the mic, please. I Alieu Danso, do swear that
We swear that
I'll speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you. You may be kindly seated, Madam Chair. The witnesses sworn have the honor to hand over the witness to close the case.
Good afternoon, Mr. Danso.
Mr. Danko, we go to the already. Yeah, afternoon.
Can you move forward your chair, Mr. Danso, so that you can speak into the mic? Thank you.
We go to the already. Tilibulo, yeah. Fine.
You are welcome, Mr. Danso.
Ako ibe visit like me. Yeah, ala baraka.
Council, we will proceed.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Can you tell the commission what your full name is?
Ako sa sula mena wala mo ito ni kondo. Ntomo Alieu Danso lati. Alieu Danso are my names.
So what is your address?
Ako ibe sa matrikundo. Serakunda address.
What is your occupation?
Ako muna mila do goti. Business o. I'm a businessman.
What kind of business do you do?
Ako di ko ka business o leke mo business ivale. Nka koda wa foke, nka bullo ke, nka bohol drilling.
It will need you to increase your voice.
Okay. Yes, I do sales compounds. I drill boreholes, animal, poultry, and poultry.
So dealing in real estate, do you have a registered business?
Ako bayri ko kodale wafi. Ako for ila business o ya register le. Nga register. Yes, I do.
So we'll ask that you please provide your registered document. Do you have them with you?
Ako sa besula la bayri ko haya register le besula la okaito la miya ko ya register le. Yenen karo menti sa wala okaito abe bala jamba fo. Honey, no.
We'll ask that you provide you produce your business registration documents.
Ako sang bayri ko abe ya soto le baraban tri bul jam na ko puru ke hakil plan ni ko besula la jam pro ya sama na ila business wala registration woni. Okay.
Now, what is your educational background?
Ako sang anadung ila londo to ila karango ataribla na dandula. Okay.
Your educational background.
Kwela karango ya datu mintole ya la ba mintole. Nanda grade 6. I stopped at grade 6. Primary 6. Primary 6.
Speak into the microphone, please.
Primary 6.
Primary 6. Okay. Which year was that? Which year?
1980.
You recall? Can you read and write?
Ako ni safero mo kaito di lami ko safero le isa karam no le wala ifam ka sa din. Nka do ke no la ma na karaw ma jafa ba ke. Yeah, my education is not high, but I can be able to do some of them. Read or write.
Do you recall giving a statement to the investigators?
Ako haklo ba kan ko ina na ta janne ye ni nga kalmol la ina ta fo ga men fo statement. Nga statement okay janne. Yes, I do.
We'll show you a copy of the statement.
Ako sang deku ke la foka o kaito itan la wala kaito mendi la te pori fo nga be fo wala ba wala wala. Yes, a copy be bulle. This is my own statement and I got the copy.
We apply tender the statement of the witness into evidence as an exhibit.
Ako sign the cook ela for ela statement o sign ba dun dila ka kese de lang. Okay, very well.
The witness statement dated the 10th of May 2023 is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/AD in brackets 1/KMC/001.
As the commission places. Now, in your statement,
Ako sign that I found la kalamola memo ila statement of it. Yeah.
you had explained your relationship with KMC in relation to a land you were to sell to the Staff Welfare Association.
Ako je if I want to kalmol for like kumol for me along ko why in KMC kulu fenge nyola come if I want to sort of illustrate me wife learn.
Do you recall?
For KMC staff welfare. Ako haklo be okane ba? Yes, I do.
And your relationship with SAINABOU MATIN SONKO, the then CEO.
Ako fanang ini ila kafo ini SAINABOU MATIN SONKO. Mi ala ko wala kita nunje ila kebati dum wala CEO.
And the issue regarding the allegations of bribery of $30,000.
Andum fanang aketa fenti mi alon ko jang tumero le keta je mi alon ko iko ko dole ta wala ko dole di alamenta da fo wili tanzaba menin silo manta.
You recall all this?
Ako haklo be wolbe kan. Yes, I do remember.
Now, please explain to us what was the relationship you had with the Staff Welfare Association in relation to the buying and selling of land or plot of land.
Ako sang belafri men na wala fango ya senende ya fo mori nga kalamta badi ya men dunta wala mi choko men dunta ini KMC kolu tema ga men for KMC kolu la welfare staff. Okay. KMC ngesa later on. I wrote to the KMC. Amanke KMC da madi. It's not only KMC. And KMC like get more follow the many reply. But it was the only it was KMC who first wrote a reply to me. Kabira reply a call after Kanye. When they wrote a reply to me, they were requesting me to see me. So yeah, date dinner puruni at a see. There they gave me an appointment, a date for me to go and sit with them.
Do you have the letter?
Oh, letter of a phenomenon. Or later, of course, I will know. Yes, I do have it in my office.
Can you please produce the letter?
Ako proof later on issue of an samana noja. No need kaito manaja. Ako for issue of an samana. Sa samano. Yes, I'll look for it, and when I come across it, I'll bring it to this commission.
Please proceed.
Ako continue. Kabirintara ni Jaja Chamla Mita. When I went to the KMC, I first met with the Jaja Cham. Remember, Nite Mawalang Bolong Bajiti. But the mediator between myself and them is one Bolong Baji. Walan Samba Jaja Cham ya Akat Lamusi Otino. He was the one who took me to Jaja Cham and introduced me to him to say that he is the CEO. So Jaja Natuna Inginenka Palazzo be Wulmen Tolto. There, Jaja asked me where did I have that piece of land. I told him that I got a piece of land at Kunkujang, Kachume. He said to me that the laborers, they want that said plot of land. But in the film of the answer the phone in Tata side this thing but there he said to me that he cannot have anything to tell me. There will be no answer unless if they visit the site. I did. Then there we have an appointment, a date, and it falls on Saturday. Need at Kachumi. There we went to Kachumi. And then in Namoto, I took my car, I used my car. It only motor saba. They went with about three vehicles. And staff will be men lafitala. That's the staff, those who are interested. Upon our arrival, I get off from the vehicle.
Ni dara lano yinto.
We then went to the side, the land.
Ngalano yimbe muru.
We walked around all the said plot of land.
Kabiri yeje.
After they saw the land, they said now we can go.
So Kabirin said
when we left back home,
Ntara council.
I went to council.
Inata fonyo kota ni msula tela mbe kumandila.
Yeah, they told me to go whenever the need arise, they will contact me.
So Kabirin sulo futatama.
When the need arise, I was called and I went there. There they told me now we can sign a contract.
Near business or start.
Then we can start the business.
60,000.
What we agreed, each of the plots costing them 60,000. That is the agreement between myself and them.
It will staff all tarakanya mo cheme mo taworo and worola.
But their staff came. The amount, all the staff together is 170. 75.
167.
67.
167.
167 staffs. Those who are interested.
Near business or start world.
That is how we started the business. Where they were paid.
Almost in the picture, my Senabou.
But at that time, SAINABOU was not in the picture because at that time I did not know SAINABOU.
The
business was myself and Jaja.
One Lundo Sorota.
There was a day.
Jaja call.
Jaja happened to call me.
Council.
He informed me that they had a meeting at council.
Left a Yamabe.
And they want me to be present there. Of which I did. I went there. Upon my arrival at the meeting, they were ahead of the meeting. Then Jaja told me to sit and wait until he's ready. After they were ready from the meeting, then Jaja invited me to his office. He said to me, I call you here is peace. He said, now very soon I will leave here. Somebody came who is going to take over. It's called SAINABOU Matin, and I want to introduce you to her. I want you to go ahead with her. So that you can, this is what I want, so that you can know each other or one another. I had briefed her before.
Council ni business ola.
That there is a business going between council and one person.
Invite
I will invite the person herein. So that you can sit with that person. That is what Jaja did. That is how he introduced me to SAINABOU. That is how I knew SAINABOU. That is how I continued business with SAINABOU.
Yeah.
Now, you had signed the agreement with Cham, didn't see you.
Ako amunta ko atolla benkango to mi ako aliya sign the même agreement hinin Jaja atolla sign. Yes, that's correct.
Now there were payments that were due to you, correct?
Amunta ko joro le tutaje joro nyata kala bar joro le tutaje. Yes.
SAINABOU Matin came and informed you.
Ako SAINABOU Matin nata fo eko
that the land is an agricultural land. There has to be change of use.
Ako jele sede budata fo ko bare cheno meita di dolla wo mu sede kunkol leti sa nyantale ka elemandi. Correct? Yes, that's correct.
So you needed some money from SAINABOU?
Ako je itina rasula ko dolla sene kuluba.
As advance payment to effect the change of use?
Pro ka ke ko pro e awanso dum ni musaje yo ko elemandi ka bondi sene kunkol do ka ke sidulato.
No, I did not
need money.
What did you instruct her to do?
What I told her, She asked me that the land is a garden.
Inside, iba man la yake residential.
Can change it to be a residential.
Nkai o make a problem or more can all that.
I told her that that is not a problem, or that will not be a problem. I can be able to.
The formula na kai told be falling.
Myself, I change my own papers.
Ngana kai told be falling.
I changed the papers.
Ngana kai told somebody.
I took the papers to them.
Kabiri yaje.
After they saw the paper,
akonyan la fitala 10.
as he said to me, this is the way we like it.
Go okay.
I say okay.
Now, in your statement, second page, you said, having discussed with SAINABOU, I told her that I may want some before that. SAINABOU later told me that the said land is an agricultural land and told me to change the land used from agriculture to residential use so that the council can get into the transaction and the said land with me. Of the said land with me. Having discussed with SAINABOU, I told her that I may want some part payment to begin the process of changing the land from agricultural use to residential, and later received a check of $200,000 from Babakar Sanyang and withdrew the said money from Ajib Bank. I applied and changed the land from agricultural use to residential and took copies of the said document to SAINABOU.
Ako nyingi te fonga kuma kama tute. Nyaji we la statement no kai to fula nyango. If I were in the Foko, Kabini Senabu Sita, found that I turned to go have a real Chino that in Dola one attack a Senate cannot, Wala Gardinoli. Jele, if I were for J. Co, what more in that Diamaco, issue of Canola, but Podole Manchete. So Ninchin Senabu say Marco, Codola, Vajala, Codola Talaka, Tao, Kaito, Yelemani. Elakuma Kalimol the Hansa, if I found out of Jele in another Chigo de la Menta for Willie Chemefula. If I were a Menta, Tata Kodota, Ajip Bank. You could ta itata kaitol falling in ata kaitol samle na KMC office. Ako fo amo ifong la kumonde it.
Informal of Makang, but I might have no control tab local.
Yes, this is that is my own statement.
Karokale can they do?
It doesn't mean that I have taken money from her.
Karokale can you?
They used to pay me every month.
At a beginning, Karaman or more Karoma for Kodo Tembulu.
The time she was asking me at that time, that was before the end of month, and
Guy Nali and Joe.
there was no money with me. That
Guy Nali and Joe.
I said to her, if I am paid,
Nsita Kaito in transfer.
I can go and transfer the papers.
What will me and Joe?
That was the time I was paid.
That's what I asked. Now, monies were outstanding, the transaction has to move. You had said in your statement that SAINABOU, through Babakar Sanyang, requested $1 million from you.
Ako jele nata foko senebule nata kodo nyininka ite febara nyininka nyama manke afongole nite diam talde amunta ko babkar sanya wala mala kilariat wala nata ka fo ko senebu ko alafta kodo la menta 4 million kodo dala soni police odia a fi odila.
Yes, Tonyalabu.
Yes, that is true.
Babu Kandani Sena Mandia.
I don't communicate with Senegal.
Babu Karlam called one day.
One day it happens, Babakar called me.
Akonyako Senabu ko million killing diala.
And said to me that Senabu says he wants you to give her 1 million.
Purasi Makwe.
So that she can assist you.
As if 4 million odila.
Can give you 4 million.
Isayo 1 year kanejo.
So that we can, there will be an interval of 1 year without me paying you. I said to Babakar that I have no money that I can give to you. I said to Babakar, this is my own money. You people are paying it to me, that is how I receive it, but I don't get 1 million that I'm going to give it to Senegal.
Did SAINABOU Matin ever ask that you pay her $1 million?
Ako fo Senegal anane yetenye nkale bampuru ya jo 1 million.
Senabu na ndani Senabu mandia babu kanga ka kumo fonyi.
Answer is a yes or a no.
Ako ha ketale bamfamo.
Honey,
No. I have never communicated with Senegal, only Babakar.
Did she ever ask you to give her any amounts by way of a kickback for the transaction? Any amount?
Ako fo Senegal ne nyini ka kodo la mi alam ko puka bunya seindi wala ka bala nyabu anane fam kodo nyini ka itala puru ya de. Ota Senegal fam.
Senabu nginin ka korola womun sinya.
No, kickback. Kickback. I haven't come to that. Kickback. Asking for you to bribe her. Did she ever solicit that from you?
Ako fo anane o fo eneba. Pure kodo di la ka bala nyabu wala ka nene so that la hajo menti.
No, Senabu mo fonte.
No, Senabu
na fonye mari member.
Senabu never told me that. Who told me that? I cannot remember the person.
But at some point in time, you gave her $30,000.
Ako ba wat li tam tam yana ko ifang Senabu yak uli tang dia la.
Uli?
$30,000.
Ako tansaba. Uli tansaba.
Uli tansaba ngadi Senabu la ngulo Senabu gulo.
Yes, I gave Senabu 30,000 my hand to
ngulo wa gulo. Amake ko nga mola lunda nate mo mulo la Senabu gulo 30,000 fola konti ngadi ya.
Does it mean that I gave this money to somebody to give to her? No, it's from my hand to her hand.
Can you explain how it happens?
Ako se isa Senabu no mole aketa nyadi.
30,000 no.
That 30,000.
Senabu ya Babukar long call.
Babukar called me
and
said to me that he is right now in Senabu. And said to me, Senabu is in need of you. I went to Senabu's office. I found her there in her. She said to me, Danso, I'm traveling. Going to Senegal. But I have no money.
Left him for 30,000.
Want you to borrow me 30,000.
Senegal
Whenever I came back from Senegal, I refund you the money. Whenever I gave you I refund you the money, I'll assist you.
$4 million
$1 million is that Babka told me that you wanted. I'll help you get it. I told her that no, that doesn't. What you call me for, you let me know. Said she want to go to Senegal. Because I have no money.
30,000.
Let me just lend her 30,000 or borrow her 30,000. From the other time I came from the bank, I received money from the bank so that I can pay my workers.
Not 30,000 or dear.
Then from there I gave her the 30,000. I said to her, whenever you are back, I don't want to ask you about my money. If you come, refund me my money. This is what I've transpired between myself and her.
Was that money for the purpose of bribery?
Ako ko do yung pruka nehan bang bribe lem bang fo.
Aninta man sena bribe. Sena ko nga fu ko na mi dasina.
Bribe her. She asked me to borrow her some money, which I did.
Do you have a company, a business that you go around lending people money?
Ako foi ko do le soto mi alam ko ikamen soto ni ka ko do soto kadi mon la.
Honey,
no.
So why you don't run a business like that? You don't have a business where people will come and ask money from you and then they will pay you.
Am da ko ite safaro membe bulole business woman soto wala mul ka foi ko do den nan nata sa wala ndo to ko do lan sejo.
Honey, lan no le ben nate mo wala sabu nga do tala ngalo ko do abe dilan na de.
What kind of trust is there?
Between myself and her, and I know that she will refund me the money.
So what kind of trust?
Ako la ya jumale be ite na tema.
You have an interest in that office.
Ako amunda ko ite la sulo le be office ko no.
You don't operate based on trust.
Honey, business
you man ke ko la ko le.
You have a business interest in that.
Ako safaro le be ni jete ba interest le be.
So what trust are you talking about?
Ako sa kamule la na ko foja.
Business or benitema.
Yes, that's quite right. Yes. There's a business.
So attending na ko nimboda Senegal mbela ko do direla.
She assured me that whenever she's back from Senegal, she will refund me.
O believe all that nga ko do India.
Belief is the reason why money is.
Mo ko do diala yung kamo ko puro ka.
You have had before? You have not had before this transaction?
Ako fo ina ne o kele bandam di be ni ila sulo be ni.
Senegal side lawa.
Ako Senegal side ina ne o kele bandam di la sulo be tayo.
Ani?
No.
Anamuna for ye?
She have never informed me or told me about it.
So you have never known Senegal before?
Ako ina ne man Senegal no.
Senegal. Malo?
No, I don't know her.
Nga Senegal on KMC le.
I only knew her at KMC.
Yeah. And you know how as at the time you needed KMC to do business with them.
Ako wato men na ibe sularin KMC la prali business ke go jamano lete atelo.
Wato la nga Senegal.
Yes, that was the time I knew her.
So why would we believe you when you say that she asked the money from you what she was to go to Senegal?
Ako sa you believe la jumali so kamian ko katin iko ay ni ka kodio la puru ala fata Senegal.
Ngalong pa ben na ko se la mala because I push no mental.
I know I have to believe that she will refund me the money because of
that is not true.
Ako man ke tonya today.
She testified here.
Ako diam Senabu diam te jami ko.
And the testimony is so that she said that you went to her office and you left the standards there.
Ako ate men faja wala ite dum dala office itata je kamni bita itata wi tansan wala ndije yatu.
In fact, two side of the stories we have. The first is regarding the $1 million.
Ako amunta ko satare fala ke tajande follow wala mo $1 million woni.
She said because you needed this business to go on.
Ako bari ate men faja wala ite sulata non pour business woni ke ay tama.
And she was very raising questions regarding the legality of certain things.
And num fanang ate kanyini kan jamal le kenum ila kenola kuola.
You promised to pay $1 million to her.
Ako jele inara lahiri ko ibadi ibe million kilina dilala.
Do you understand that?
Ako yo mwele. Yes, I heard you, but that is not what had happened with myself.
That's okay. That's okay.
I bought the land.
You did not buy the land.
Ako cheno ni ite masa.
Stop saying you bought the land.
Ako kana fo jang ko ite cheno ni sande.
You never bought the land.
Ako inene man cheno ni.
You were tipped as an agent.
Ako ite la tamo je la loro je wala mi keta agent.
Did you pay for the land?
Ako fo ya jole ba kero je ya jole.
Ha nga part payment ke cheno
Yes, I made a part payment.
How much?
Ako jelo.
Ni wala business o nga 350,000 dila ye transfer din.
I gave them 350,000 and that is the time.
How much was
the transfer? Ako jele tutanunje.
Ni wala diam tanu million fulalla.
I agreed with them 2 million.
So did they not cancel your transaction at some point? Because you did not fulfill your obligations.
Business o alabandula imang business o ning cancel. Bari la hilmena imanda. Who are those people?
They anonymous.
Ako menu tamu channel.
Ani men tamu channel den wal man biso walian la no wasu mo company sabalam.
No, the landowners I did not make any business with.
They sold
They sold the land to 3 companies.
They never canceled your agreement with them.
Company sabay la no wasu wala ma.
Ako sign iteni wala business o inene ma cancel.
Ntela business o cancel ni tema.
No, I canceled the business between myself.
Ni tada for serious crime.
Because we all went to the serious crime.
Was the agreement cancelled or not?
Ako sign iteni itolu alendenta menna alabanta cancel la bang.
Nteni wolte mga business o nga cancel.
Between myself and them, I canceled the business.
What your problem is?
Ako jayalo ne problem over there.
You have. Just to be honest, you have to be honest. It's as simple as that.
Ako jang ni tilinta o kasoni ale.
You cancel the business.
Ako muna na business o cancel.
They gave you $2 million for a plot of land.
Ako wale kudo cheno dila 2 million flat.
You are gonna make a lot of money from it.
Andu ite alo ne ko ebe menga nyala jawe kala kudi jama.
If you have money to pay, why will you cancel it?
Ako muna na tra kudo be mulu isi menjo kuka cheno ni so muna na be ba cancel. Wala ka buy.
Me adna nga bay. Palaso ya company sabalam.
The reason why I canceled the business, they sold the same place to 3 companies.
Not true.
Ako man tonya.
That is not true.
Company sabaya wafa hanka bi wo kaito be benda toya.
Sold the lands to 3 companies. While the documents are in my
Hani bi wa kaito be benda bulo kono nga kaito men be transfer be bulo still now.
And I have those documents that I transferred. They are all with me.
In this country, 10 people can have the same land document. You fail to pay them as per your obligation and your agreement with them. They were not happy with it. No reason to terminate the contract. 5 times more. You know we know how it works.
Banda fole amaje ko it volle contract ko it terminate. Nda fole na contract ko it terminate because body kan cancel la.
That they terminated the contract.
Malafi ngache no di cancel la ta wala dia wo kon.
I'm giving this land to council and I don't want them to get this. Talking.
Ola nantana council transfer la do dame daro ka be bulunge transfer ye ko lefta gela.
This is why I transferred council to another place safer than where I was informed that they liked the place.
Not true. Very false. Very misleading. That is what your story is. You were desperate.
Ako ite
Have
kata mo
what's paid to you
mo ite kata mo tibi alam ko itata le fo ibisal da kodo mi alam ko ke jobe.
by council.
Council ka kodo men.
You offered bribery
Ako fana je
to
inata
an officer.
ye ne kodo dila ka men for bribery.
You call it, I don't know, a credit.
Ako ikana je ka ko mu don toro le.
She testified and said, you came to the office and needed money.
Se fa wona ta janne adiamta ay men fo jawle mi fa wona ta fo ala office oto andi ko do la digeta.
And she said, you send the money.
Andum fana fana sonta la ko do ta do.
You in fact intentionally left the money there and walked away.
Andum ko do fana ide e ko do tujele wulte tata.
Very dishonest of you to do.
Ako sa ma jela fende mi ala ko iban tiligera imanya na okela.
Very dishonest.
Ako imanya na okela.
And you want to sit here and lie.
Andi bina sila jang ko ite ka fani ala fo.
Think we are here to joke you back.
Ko fo ya be jang tulum ko le jamba.
Sidi ya unoba.
Can I be able to say that?
Absolutely.
Ako hankai.
Man na jam pur ka fe aje.
I don't came here to play.
Numang kuma fo mamba fani afo ka mam futara fani afo.
And I'm not telling you any lie.
Ndama ko dola sena we tabulo ka.
I don't put the money.
Ni ala na la kila te man mam ko dola sena we tabulo ka.
God, I have never done that.
Ulo la mu sena ubulo ngam
I
ulo
gave
ko
you
do sena ubulo.
hand to hand.
No abe mu 100 100 no sold.
So 100 denomination.
Do you know why your story doesn't make sense?
Ako ila sata obe jakuni aje mondial ne milat na among sense to wala among lo among kuma lo no,
Because it would have been easier for Senator Martin to say that she asked money from you by way of credit, so she will go to Dakar and come back and pay you.
ako ba jela be sona no sene bulu buru afoko ate ko do to te bulu puta ta Senegal na ta ejo.
It will still be wrong on her side,
Ako ba jela ko atla karola ne o kira ba jela ko hotel la
but may not be bribe.
ako barata kila private.
But she admitted
Brazon dale ko
that you left the money,
ite ko do to yes.
she keeps the money.
Handa ta atala.
She can
Ata to so dawla.
offense.
Ako ti yaro lem ga.
You
Kesilo ite.
needed money from council.
Ate ko do ta ye ko do so do council bulu.
You requested money from Senator to make payment towards the land.
Anu ye minin karo ke puru sene ko do ta adila.
Is that true or not?
Ako fo man ke to ja.
Ko ta sena ubulo ngata la no yo.
Payment that you were entitled to by way of your agreement with the Welfare Association. That's what I'm talking about.
Ako ko do mi alan ko welfare association no ate me ole fo.
Well, welfare kan de yo every month le kan yo.
They used to pay me every month.
Was the payment coming quite often?
Ako fo
It was supposed to go as a payment.
nyanta kala nyame joro nyanta kala nyame fa ka kenu wole nyam. Karo kar ga fata rek do mi.
Nin karo fat le kan yo.
I've been signaled by the chairperson.
Convenient point, sir. We will continue tomorrow. We may rise.